All right, so let's write a few more equations to get through our examples and make sure we have enough practice and that we can identify important things with some of these points. So I'm given 2 points. I can see if I can find my slope. I have y minus 1 over negative 2 minus 4. That gives me 0 over negative 6. This tells me my slope is 0. So when my slope is 0, remember your Hoy and Vux, that tells me this is a horizontal line. And if you look at the points that I'm given, my y is the same in each one. So that tells me my equation is y equals 1. And that's it. That's all, folks. Let's see what we notice in our next one. So if we take a look at our second example here, just looking at the points, I immediately notice I have the same exact number in both for my y value. So again, this tells me it's going to be horizontal. And that y is going to be equal to negative 6. Don't have to do a lot of math there. If you want to plug in for slope and make sure that's 0, you're more than welcome to. Okay. And next we've got 2 points. We've got 2, 5, and 2, negative 1. So that tells me this is going to be vertical because my x's are the exact same. So that tells me x is equal to 2. Again, my slope is going to be undefined if I plug it in. All right, now we're getting to the meaty stuff. We're going to find a line that is perpendicular. So remember, perpendicular means the slope is the opposite reciprocal of the one given to me. And it's going to pass through a point. So I'm going to find my slope based off of the given slope. So I take that 4, I flip it into a fraction, and I make it negative. So it's going to say negative 1 over 4. And I'm given a point. Now, is that point my y-intercept? No. So I can write this in point-slope form at first. So we're going to start with y minus 6 equals negative 1 over 4, parentheses, x minus a negative, which turns this into a positive 1. So this is in point-slope form. Form, not from. Form. And if I want to see this in slope-intercept form, all I have to do is distribute and make y equals on one side and everything else on the other. So when we do that, we're going to distribute, and we've got y minus 6 equals negative 1 over 4x minus 1 over 4. And then I bring that 6 over. So y equals negative 1 over 4x. And we've got a positive 6 and a negative 1/4, which gives me a positive 5 3/4. And if you want to write that as a mixed number, got negative 1 over 4x plus 23 over 4. So depending on what's given to you, this is slope-intercept form. And what your question asks, it's not clear here which one I want, so I'm writing both of them just to cover myself, cover all my bases, make sure I've got everything down. So it really just depends. All right, let's look at one more example and then we will be done for now. All right, so a line that is parallel. So parallel means my slopes are equal. Equal slopes. So I'm going to keep the same slope that I have here, but I'm going to deal with a x-intercept of 6, which occurs when y is 0. So now I have a point and I have a slope. So I think I can write this in point-slope form. Let's try our hands. We've got y minus 0 equals 1/3 x minus 6. I can get rid of that 0 and say this is y equals 1/3 x minus 6. So again, this is my point slope. And we can keep reducing this down. We can distribute y equals 1/3x minus 6 times 1/3, or 6 divided by 3 is 2. And this is slope-intercept. So you've got two different forms that you can work with. Again, make sure when you're doing your quiz or doing your test, working on your homework, that you're verifying which form we are asking for. Okay?